Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins.
And welcome to another edition of Our City Tonight.
Well, we're here at Thunderbird Marina in Eagle Harbor, actually in West Vancouver, which is about half an hour outside of the city, downtown.
It is so beautiful. It's amazing that we're only about 25 minutes from the hustle and bustle of downtown Vancouver.
I know, it's gorgeous, but we have a lot to do on this particular show, so let's get right to Our City Tonight.
This segment of Spirits Up is brought to you by Time Winery. Cheers.
Cheers! There you go. Well, we're at a wonderful spot here at the Metropolitan Hotel known as Diva at the Met. I've not been here in a long time. It's so good to be back here.
I haven't either, and thank you for again suggesting an amazing place. Now, we just got the little intel that we are the first humans to try this new Viognier that you've brought out.
Yes, we've been giving it to dogs, but yes, humans.
Dogs and monkeys have had it, yes. Excellent. Okay.
No dogs harmed.
I'm sure that you guys have tried it, but we're the first people that don't work with you to try this.
From our immediate team. You're part of our team.
We are. And for our audience, you're going, what are these three idiots talking about? What exactly are we trying for the first time?
So today, this is our 2016 Viognier, so we're very excited about this. Very small production. We only made 120 cases, and really excited about it. It's really luscious and rich and ripe. It's got some orange blossoms, some tropical fruit, some citrus, and just, we sort of talked about finally the weather is getting better.
Yes.
That it's, barbecue season. So this is amazing with anything off the grill. So you've got, chicken or pork or
fish.
Nice fish.
Fish, yeah,
absolutely. Something that's got a little oiliness to it. It's got some texture to it, right? So
let's try.
Great.
Sure.
First time.
Yes. Oh, wow.
There you go.
Nice. You're back like a million with us.
No, you weren't even a wine fan until we started working together.
I used to drink lighter fluid before that. But no, this is, oh my God, this is fantastic. So,
Delish.
So chicken, fish, anything barbecue-y?
Yeah, I think it's super versatile, right? Because it's got some acidity to it, it's got that richness to it, it's got that grapefruit, and sort of some grapefruit characteristics to it even, actually. So super versatile.
And I just think, actually, you can just drink it without any food because it's just very smooth.
It's a nice patio works too.
And we should say now, heading into the summer months, people find this on your website.
It's available on the website. It will be at the winery. The winery is a little bit farther behind on construction, as every construction project tends to be. So yes, available online.
Okay, we always have fun between breaks. Crystal Lee, what are we going to try right now?
So this is our 2014 Cabernet Franc from Time Winery.
Right.
So Cabernet Franc tends to be a varietal that ripens a little bit later ripens a little bit earlier in most regions, but in the Okanagan ripens a little bit later because it has a lower shutdown point when it gets so hot in the Okanagan. So it has to catch up at the end of the year. So as a result, you really need to manage it in the vineyard. But amazing wine. It's got some great pepper characteristics to it, some spice. This is one of my favorite varietals. It just grows so well in the Okanagan and amazing when it comes to barbecue because it's got sort of some of that spicy, peppery, charcoal-y characteristics to it that just work really well.
And as we always do before we try it, so on the barbecue for this, we're doing what?
For me, this is like a lamb or even pork. Is really nice too. It's got sort of that spicy characteristic to it.
Yeah, but you said this with our last segment when you get a spicier wine. Are you also looking for spicier food?
Sometimes, yeah. But this, when you taste this, right, it's got some spice, it's got some structure, it's got some fruit as well. So there's a lot going on here.
All right.
Well, let's give this a try.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. Again, another winner. Wow, that is amazing. And I'm not drinking a lot of reds lately, but now as I'm trying all of yours, I'm really getting swayed
She's actually doing reds in the warmer months, which you never do.
Oh, backwards kind of, right?
Totally, I'm
backwards.
backwards.
Getting into that season, right? You want something on the grill, and
This is delish.
Nice.
Thank you.
This health and wellness segment is brought to you by Viva Nutraceuticals.
We're here in Surrey at Clarity Eye Care and with Dr. Cian. Now, what are some of the biggest issues as you age with your vision?
Well, the most common change with age is that most people will notice that their near vision starts to decline. And that doesn't matter whether you're nearsighted or farsighted or have great vision to begin with. Right around age 40, 45, you'll find that when you try to look at things up close, you got to hold them a little further away, and that's just the most common aging change.
I'm saying to you, right at 45, that's when I hit it.
Yeah.
What is the most common problem people have with vision as they do age?
Well, on the health side of things, the most common thing is cataracts, but we're always looking for other specific eye diseases like glaucoma and macular degeneration, which do increase as well as you age.
Now, when somebody comes in for an eye exam, which you highly recommend, probably after 40 for sure, right? Yeah. What can they expect when they come here?
Well, first of all, we recommend it at all ages.
Yeah.
But of course, at 40, most people are coming in on their own because they're noticing the change. But what you can expect is roughly 30 to 40 minutes for a complete eye exam. And we start with some preliminary testing, getting some preliminary numbers, measurements of the eyes, and then we moved into the exam room where we do the refraction, which is the vision test. As a lot of people know, that 1 or 2 test, which is better. And then we move to the health assessment, which is really, really important. So we take a very, very close look at the outside and the inside of the eyes to examine for different eye diseases.
And going back to what you talked about with as you age, some of the vision troubles you have, are there symptoms that people should watch out for?
Yeah, there are, with different diseases, there'll be different symptoms. Most often, blurred vision is the most common symptom, but in some cases, there can be some pain and redness and other symptoms like that people should look out for.
And people sometimes worry, I've heard, they're worried if they start wearing glasses, then their eyes are going to get weaker. Yeah. What would you say to that?
That's mostly a myth. For the most part, our eyes are going to change naturally, regardless of whether you have glasses or not. For example, when you hit 40, your near vision declines, and that's whether or not you wear glasses. However, if the prescription's not correct, if it's too strong or too weak, it potentially could cause more changes within your eyes.
So glasses now tend to be really a fashion accessory. It's almost people want to go out and get glasses now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure everybody can, or many people can remember there was a time when glasses were not that desired by a lot of people. But these days, we get a lot of people coming in really wanting glasses that stand out and give them a different look. In some cases, people who don't really need glasses per se, but of course the people who do need them are happy now because there's so many great options.
Bigger choice.
Oh, gorgeous fashion glasses. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
always great to come out to Surrey and see you if you are watching the rest of the country. Surrey's about a half hour outside of Vancouver.
On a good day.
On a good day.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks, Doctor. Cheers.
Thank you.
This edition of the Health and Wellness segment has been brought to you by Viva Nutraceuticals.
Insomnia is an effective sleep aid that can help you wake up in the morning feeling well rested. The traditional Chinese herbal medicine is patented and has been used for centuries to help relieve insomnia due to heart blood deficiency. Insomnia is made in Canada, formulated by doctors, and manufactured by experts with more than 20 years of experience. For more information, go to vivahealthsolutions.com.
Well, if you're watching in the rest of the country, we're in a part of downtown Vancouver known as Chinatown, and right now Lita and I are at the Chinese Cultural Center.
Yes, we're for Vancouver Fashion Week. Is actually in its 30th season.
Wow.
Now, I love that Vancouver's been able to keep fashion alive, and you're going to see some great designers that we're going to see tonight.
And we're going to keep fashion alive right now, so let's get right to it.
Well, we're excited to be here at Vancouver Fashion Week, and they're just starting to let everyone in. And we're here with one of our VIP guests.
Yay!
Marilyn, awesome. You are a fashion icon here. How many years have you been coming to Fashion Week?
I've been coming for 22 seasons, which is 11 years for those that don't know, and I love being called a fashion icon because when I started, my husband cut my hair, my clothes came from discount stores, and I've been really fortunate to connect with great people in the industry who kind of took me by the hand and said, here's how you do it. I am so grateful.
Well, you're a published author, but you're also well recognized in the fashion industry. You do a lot of great blogs and a lot of great write-ups for all the up-and-comers. And you seem to have an eye, too, for people that are up-and-coming and then make it.
Do you know, I sewed professionally for 5 years, and I'm really passionate about people. There's so many people that cover the high-end people. I like to find the new people. I like to see who's up and coming and follow them, and then give them the press they need, because getting that press door open is really hard. So I start with them right in fashion design school. As soon as they graduate, they're in my milieu. That's the people I love the most.
Well, you're very important to Fashion Week and for Vancouver fashion in general.
Thank you. It's great being here.
First of all, congratulations on a beautiful, beautiful collection. Can you talk about, I mean, for me, a novice, it was just elegant, it was beautiful, it was sophisticated. Can you talk about the creation it went into, what you wanted to say?
Thank you very much. So it's my first collection. The name is Pompadour, which is inspired by Madame de Pompadour, the Marquise of Pompadour, which is a woman who was very influential at the court of Louis XV at Versailles in France. So a very strong historical inspiration, and the will to modernize it, to modernize all these ancient pieces and to make them wearable today. So I use vivid color and also some new materials. One of my favorites is the fish skin. For example, the corset, the blue and rose corset is in fish skin. It's something rare and forgotten when it was the favorite material of Madame de Pompadour 3 centuries ago. So it's interesting to take it back, and it's also eco-friendly, so it's a new kind of leader, and I enjoy it.
Very nice. And do styles and cultures and everything from around the world affect you? I mean, Paris is the ground zero as far as I'm concerned of fashion, but do styles affect you from around the world?
Not really. I try to be inspired by only the historical things and to modernize it. So, of course, with modernization, there is different parts of the world coming. It's
very nice. Well, congratulations and
Thank you so
future
much.
success. Thanks for talking to us. Pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.
You have such an interesting design collection.
Thank
you. You're not new at this, because you've been at Fashion Week
A few times.
A few times.
Only 3. This is my third collection.
And you went back to school. So going back to school, how did that change your collection?
Well, what had originally happened was I was asked to do a collection that was sponsored by my school, but the only education I had at that point was marketing. So from the fashion show that I did during my graduation, I did like a lot of reworks. So they were like, oh, maybe she would be interested in doing something like that for Vancouver Fashion Week.
Perfect.
And we would sponsor her for the opportunity.
Lucky girl.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I ended up pulling a whole collection together. It was 8 looks. Everything was pulled together using hot glue and safety pins.
Okay.
And that was in September 2016. It was covered by Elle Canada, and then I decided to go directly into design school from there.
Wow.
So at the end of September, like literally a week later, I enrolled in a 6-month education in design at the John Casablancas Institute, which I graduated from a year ago, and I did my first made from scratch collection 6 months ago in September.
Wow.
Which brought me to Tokyo, and then I showed at Tokyo Fashion Week.
Well, and I also know that there's celebrities wearing your designs now, so you've kind of hit.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you've hit the mark already, but you have a long ways to go, because there's so many more things you can be doing. And what is your next aspiration to do?
Next aspiration? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm kind of very much the type of person that's just like, I'll take what comes at me if it seems exciting. I'm heading to LA in a week and a half to shoot a lookbook with a fairly well-known videographer.
Wow.
Who has a lot of good connections in the sort of celebrity world. So we'll see where that goes.
I'm sure it will go far. You've got an incredible look, and your designs tonight were
I really appreciate it.
Very inspirational.
Thank you so much.
Well, Jim, we're here at the Four Seasons, downtown Vancouver, at this great event. Actually, it's their 5th one, the Wine with Waves, which is celebrating Ocean Wise, partnered with Naramata Bench Wines.
That's right. Now, for people in the rest of the country who may not know the Naramata region, it is up in that lovely area of the Okanagan, in Penticton on the other side of the lake. But we've got some great wines all over that region. But tonight, it's all about wines from the Naramata Bench.
And sustainable ocean.
You put the words right into my mouth. Just going to say that. Let's go check out this great party. You know, you're trying to enjoy some wine here at this wonderful event, and then you run into old friends who insist on wanting to talk. But I'm very glad I got good friends here.
I'm sorry I put delicious wine in your glass.
No. Listen, the amount of great food you've cooked me over the years is okay. Ned, you're here. You've been a part of this movement for a lot of years, as long as I've known you. Can you talk a little bit about your area in this whole movement?
Absolutely. Well, tonight is an event called Wine for Waves that we've been doing for a number of years. Really a celebration of the Naramata Bench Winery Association, and they've chosen Ocean Wise, of which I'm the exec chef, to partner with in this mission. This diving as deep as we can into the importance of healthy lakes, oceans, and rivers across Canada. And so as a chef, of course, I'm trying to make the best choices I can, whether it's an animal, whether it's an artisan, whether it's a small-scale Canadian farming family, or a fisherman, right? I mean, how can we put the best food on the plate?
Are you encouraged by what you've seen? You and I talked about this a dozen years ago, and you were here at the Four Seasons for a long time. Are you encouraged by what you're seeing from the general public when it comes to this?
Well, it's a great question, because when I was here at the Four Seasons, we became the first luxury hotel in the country to be 100% ocean-wise. We grew our business by 40% over the 5 years I was here, and we grew it on the backs of hyper-focusing on sustainable seafood. So our customers became incredibly loyal because we made it easy for them. I mean, what you have to do is make it simple, and if you make it simple, people will reward you. And of course, it has to be delicious, but if it's awesome wine in the glass, delicious seafood on the plate, it's a match made in heaven.
Buddy, always great talking to you. I know you had a busy night, so thanks for taking time to talk to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming by.
Well, Claire, the people are starting to come in. This is just such a great initiative. I think a lot of folks didn't know that it started with the Vancouver Aquarium. Can you give us a little bit of background when this whole amazing initiative did start?
Yeah, definitely. So the Ocean Wise Seafood Program started in 2005 at the Vancouver Aquarium. Wow. And it really started because most Canadians do really want to eat sustainably. It's just that it's kind of hard to do so because, you go to a restaurant, you order beef, pork, or chicken, you know what you're getting. But with fish, there's so many different kinds. Where is it coming from? Is it farmed, wild, imported? It's just so difficult.
So in a nutshell, what does the Ocean Wise stand for? What is the initiative?
So what we are is a symbol for sustainability. So basically it's an eco logo that assures people that they're making an ocean-friendly choice.
So what does an ocean-friendly choice mean, though, when you're at and looking at your menu? What does that mean, choosing something that doesn't have the symbol versus a symbol?
So basically, we define sustainability using 4 different criteria. It's a fish that's well-managed, it's an abundant fish, there's low levels of bycatch, and the fishing method doesn't cause habitat damage.
Oh, that's great. You know what? I think more and more people need to learn about this, and I know there's so many great initiatives happening. Ocean Wise has been around how long?
Since 2005. So that makes us 13 years old.
Oh my God, that's great. And so what do you see for the future of Ocean Wise?
Oh, well, you know what? I see a lot of improvements in aquaculture, actually, because right now technology is advancing and it's allowing us to harvest things more and more sustainably without as many environmental impacts as before.
Excellent. And there's a lot of restaurants now on board. How many would you
Definitely.
say?
We have more than 750 partners across Canada.
Wow. Well, that's exceptional. Thank you for taking time. This is going to be an amazing event tonight.
It is every year.
Thanks.
No problem.
Well, if you're watching in the rest of the country, we are in historic Gastown in front of probably the most amazing tourist site you're going to see. It's the Steam Clock. And Lee and I are going to take a tour of the food of this area with this man.
That's great. We can't wait. Well, part of the Vancouver food tour includes this incredible restaurant, Nuba, which, people around Vancouver know there's about 4 of these different restaurants because they're very popular. It's Lebanese, Middle Eastern. They mostly vegetarian, but they do carry meat, halal meat, for those that are meat eaters, which means that they've been humanely slaughtered. So great restaurant. They source all of their ingredients more or less locally. So awesome food, awesome drinks, just a really overall a great spot to hit.
Yeah, I've been here a bunch of times for lunch. We should also mention too, because we've mentioned this in our show before, that you being gluten-free and I can't eat garlic, they are very accommodating here with something like that.
They don't have to change a lot.
No, they don't actually. A good stop here on a food tour in Gastown. Well, we're taking a little break in the food tour. We're here at a fabulous place called Salt and Blood Alley, correct?
That's right.
Carlos is taking us around right now, and we're going to take a little break and talk to him.
Great, and it's Gastown. You do Vancouver food tour in several different areas.
That's right.
How long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this since 2010. We're the original Vancouver food tour.
Wonderful.
And you also, we should say that we're in Gastown right now if you're watching the rest of the country, of course, but you also can customize your food and drink tours, can you not?
Absolutely, Jim. We specialize in accommodating almost all dietary preferences, and we change the tour accordingly and offer a very customized option if wanted.
So what's the weirdest request you've had for a food tour?
Well, the weirdest request, maybe not so weird anymore, is a cannabis food tour.
Yeah, well.
That's expected, of course, in this day and age.
It's about time.
Yeah, and you've done a vegan one as well.
Yes, absolutely. That is very popular. Lifestyle choice, our vegan food tour.
Do you get a lot of people coming from the rest of the country? We always talk on our show because we're national about the rest of the country, but do you get a lot of people that want to see Gastown and they want to experience it from a food perspective?
Absolutely. Well, Gastown at one time was the cocktail capital of Canada.
Oh.
And we certainly have a great deal of locations that offer handmade custom cocktails.
Very nice. Okay, let's go eat.
Well, we're right in the middle of it all here, aren't we, Carlos?
Yes,
and
we
so
are.
what's the big deal with the guy behind us?
This here is Gassy Jack, also known as John Dayton. Now, his big claim to fame was that he opened up the very first bar here called the Globe Saloon, and it took him 24 hours.
What are we talking?
1867. We're talking February.
1867. Wow.
And so why was he gassy?
Well, he was full of hot air. Yeah, he loved to tell stories, and anyone who was on his boat would hear a yarn. And they would have a little nip of whiskey.
Yeah, very cool. A lot of people get their photos right around here too, huh?
Exactly.
Well, let's get back to eating.
Let's do that.
Well, we're back with more food and great drinks here at the Irish Heather.
And Jim, did you know they opened 22 years ago on St. Patrick's Day?
Very appropriate. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Well, here in Gastown at L'Abattoir, they've been here 9 years, one of the good lasting fine dining restaurants here in this area.
Right, we're going to go to the back area and try some oysters.
Oysters,
and
yes.
An accompanying glass of white wine.
Wonderful. Looking forward to it. Let's get back there.
Well, a gorgeous sunny day here in downtown Vancouver. Across the street is the long-standing Century Plaza Hotel and Spa,
where we're going to be heading in for the Fashion Bloom Celebrity Fashion Show and Luncheon. And this is in support of Pacific Autism Network. We love this gala.
Good cause. Let's go.
This is an exciting year for you because you just opened the Spokes. Can you tell the audience what that means for Pacific Autism Network?
Yeah, so we're very proud to have our hub in Richmond, in British Columbia here, but then also in Prince George. We've opened up with just our first 4,000 square foot Spoke. Standing room only. The community is so amazing out there. We have all of the first responders out. Super excited. Kelowna's next.
Well, it used to be going to Alberta was where you got the care. Now BC is becoming a hub, and now you're spreading it out through all the different areas. How exciting. Plus, you've got a daycare. Can you explain that a little bit with the kids?
Soar Preschool is an inclusive daycare. It's really amazing because there's neurotypical kids, kids with diagnosis, kids with autism. It's really a true epitome of the general community.
Wonderful. You're doing such a great job. This is your 3rd annual Fashion Blooms, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
and
my
we're
God.
really proud. Sold out right away. So many celebrity models. Lots of support in the community. We're raising today to build a dental clinic in the hub, to do training throughout British Columbia, as well as a seizure clinic.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for spending time in this busy afternoon.
Thank you.
Well, if you're in the Vancouver area, of course you recognize these 3 people, my dear friends, former colleagues, and I understand that 2 of you people are actually modeling today. Jason, I'll start with you.
Well, actually, all 3 of us. This is my first time. These guys are veterans.
I know that's a shock to you, Jim, that I actually model, but I can. Actually, I just put on some clothes. I walk up and down. If that's modeling, I'm all for it.
I like your style, Mark. Carrie, let's talk about what this means to you guys. I know that CTV supports this all the time. It's a worthy cause, huh?
It absolutely is, and I think it's great to see so many people out today to support this. I mean, there's a lot of awareness that needs to be done about this cause, and I'm thrilled every year to be a part of it.
Jason, let's talk about, you speak for the group here. How nervous is everybody about doing the modeling today?
Well, like I said, they've done it before, so I'm probably the most nervous out of the bunch. But you know what? I think it's a casual event. It's a good atmosphere inside. I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
I just don't want to trip.
All right, beautiful. Guys, great to see you. And good luck. Good luck on the runway. I never get to say that.
Yeah. We'll try not to trip.
Well, we've had a spectacular time on the show today, but it's time to wrap things up.
Yeah, we've done a lot of things, gone a lot of places, and had a lot of fun, Jim.
As we always do, I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins.
We'll see you on the next edition of Our City Tonight. Sunny weather, cool shades.
From Kingsley Eyewear.
Well, it's a brand new year, and we want to welcome a brand new sponsor to Our City Tonight.
And we're welcoming Roots Canada. We're really excited to be partnering with them.
That's right, and we'll be checking out more about Roots coming up in a later episode.